how to troubleshoot Google Analytics 4 cross-domain tracking when it's not working. Let's imagine you've got two domains that you've set up cross-domain tracking, and now you're thinking, okay, it's not working. What do I do? Here's what you can do. When you visit the website, press on Ctrl-U on the keyboard. So I'll show you many different ways to troubleshoot this. And let's imagine the data stream ID is this. You can press on Ctrl-F to search. First thing to do is you want to make sure the source code of your website actually has Google tag there. Now, when you are doing this test, it's actually smart to use incognito option. Okay, so as you can see in incognito option, I'll end up seeing cookie consent. So if a visitor doesn't accept that, then no Google tags will be fired. That means cross-domain tracking could have problems if you have cookie consent banners. That's why you want to check using this method. It's an incognito option, and then look at the source code on both websites. This tag should be on the other domain that you're cross-tracking. So that's the first troubleshooting method, is look at the source code using incognito option. Another thing that you can do is you can press on F12 on your keyboard, bring our application toolbar, and then look at the cookies. You can search underline GA to see, is the cookie for Google Analytics 4, is it there? You do this test on both websites. So let's imagine you end up seeing it. Then what else we can do is this. When we're looking at the data stream, we can press on configure tag settings. And here what we want is we want to configure our domains. When you set up cross-domain tracking and cross-domain measurement, the domain that you put in there should be your root domain. Because in this example, as we can see, there's www here. So if I end up putting www dot, as far as Google is concerned, that's a subdomain. So what I'm saying is for you to double check the domain settings, because you may be tracking the main domain, you may be tracking a subdomain. So make sure the domain measurement is set up correctly here as well. So let's close out of that. Under admin, from Google Analytics user interface, you have launch tag assistant. You can connect both websites that you're tracking. Connect for debugging. At this moment, when you're running this test, you've got Google Tag Assistant connected. If there are problems with that connection, double check the extension that you're using in Google Chrome. You may be using ad blockers. You may have enabled Google Analytics Debugger extension. If that's the case, disable that when you're using the Tag Assistant. And then continue. Basically, for both websites, Google Tag Assistant should connect correctly. So that's another troubleshooting method. As we can see, that's connected to one website. Let's close the debugger. we need to connect to the other website that we're cross-tracking as well. And we shouldn't have any problems here either. Now, this then tells us, Google Tag Assistant can connect to both websites. And if there's problems here, then you know somehow your website is firing the Google Tag ID. Now, there could be many different reasons, but mainly it is cookie banners, it is ad blockers, and the way that you've set up the Google Analytics on your website. What you can do is look at both websites that you're cross-tracking, search for iframe. In my example, I don't have any, but yours may. And sometimes iframes could cause problems. So you want to troubleshoot that as well. So these are the troubleshooting methods. Once you connect to your website using Tag Assistant and you're seeing the tag ID on both websites, then all should be okay. And what else you can do, quick and easy method, is from the domain that you're cross-tracking, you can actually visit the other website. And here the URL should show you $_GL equals something something here. You do this test for both websites. So when a link is clicked, the cross-domain tracking is working behind the scenes. Another thing that you can do is you can look at your reports. And let's look at, in this example, we're looking at user engagement and retention, pages and screens. And here, next to page path and screen class, you can press on the plus icon and search for host name. And here you should see both domains that you're measuring. So these are the troubleshooting methods when cross-domain tracking is not working.